So it's Tuesday morning. We're back in. Obviously, yesterday was bank holiday, so we weren't in. Well, I was in because I was editing videos. But other than that, yeah. So I didn't do a recap Friday where we are because obviously I was up the wall with other things and etc. But obviously I think we cast the Thursday, so obviously the Friday we knocked out and we knocked the end caps out, and the end caps that are made for the motor casing, I ran them wrong sort of technically, so they're no good. With them now being SG and not cast iron, they pulled in the centres, and I just tipped them on, tipped them off, ran them in and ran them off. Obviously you want to show the good, the bad and the ugly, and prove that not every job goes the way it wants. So we've got to make them again, so we made them in a different way, where it was obviously the cavity was down for the end cap and then the core sat in. We've spun it round a different way now, so we put another box on. Oh, a minute, someone's here. So what I was saying before the bell rang up is the way I ran it, it wasn't right. So what we've done is we turned it round the other way, and we put a top box on where it was running it through the core. We're not doing it now, so we're putting the core on the bottom and then the other box on over the core, and then we're going to have a big block on the centre where it pulled, so that it'll feed the metal. So when we obviously cast it in ductile, it'll feed that centre place where it's pulled, so that obviously it shouldn't pull then, because obviously it's got a bigger runner and it's got a big block as a riser. So obviously we've got the core on the bottom on a box, and then we're having that as the top box now. So that that'll fit now over that. Obviously it's got a block there on the centre part where it pulled. Obviously when it was the other way, it pulled the top surface on that, so it'll be pulled there, and obviously I can't put a runner that side because Steve can't cut it off. With a big runner going straight through the core and straight in. So hopefully that should do the job on that. But the bell rang because one of the lads has brought 4 gates. He's got to get them back fitted Wednesday, so we've got to get them blasted today so they can be powder coated tomorrow and back on their customer's house for Wednesday because he's going away. So there's 4 different gates there. He's also sent us some pictures from the Canning Street job that we done, where we had to make the little posts and the big posts. He went out yesterday and bank holiday Monday and fitted them. I said he was brave because obviously Copites were down there, weren't he, and he's an Evertonian. So he done that yesterday morning and got them fitted, so let's see what they look like fitted. Obviously at the moment I've got to finish these jobs off that David started. David's not in, he's away. These little train plaques. I've got another lava bird end to do. I don't know if I've shown you the video of me doing it. I don't know how I'm going to fit it yet so far, so if I haven't put it in, I'll put it in now. So what is my favourite type of job slash pattern to work off? So for me, obviously you've got your variety of different patterns, etc. So obviously you've got compacts, you've got split patterns, you've got patterns on a board, you've got samples, you've got hole patterns, patterns with cores, etc. For me, I like working off samples. And the reason is, they're a bit trickier at times, some dead simple. But things like this, for example, like this large bird bench end, that we work off an aluminium pattern that's solid. You've got to joint it in, you've got to tuck it, you've got to do a lot more to it, and you've actually got to mould it. Compacts nowadays, anyone could technically do it because all you're doing is filling a box with sand. This, I've got to tap it down, I've got to tuck it to make sure it's all compacted underneath, and I've also got to joint it up. And I've got to joint it correctly because if I don't, it'll come out rubbish. And it's not good when the sand's dead fast as well. But for me, I prefer working off things. Challenging. You got to use your brain a bit more. And no offence, some jobs can get boring when you're just filling them in with sand. Obviously you've got you've got cores and that you've got to use, but I like to use a bit of knowledge. I like to, we've passed down all our skills and all our experiences over the years so that we can work off absolutely anything that is needed to work off. If we've got to save the customer money by working off a sample, I'll work off the sample. And yeah, we do advise to use compacts for certain jobs depending on what quantities, etc. Because I can do the top and the bottom at the same time, obviously speeding up so the prices of the castings are a little bit cheaper. Whereas obviously some split patterns, you only can do the top and the bottom at once, once the one half's gone off. So it's a variety of different things. These working off samples take a little bit longer. And obviously you've got to use a bit more knowledge. Obviously we've all got knowledge, experience, we all know how to mould. And that's it really. So I'm just going to make this for one of our customers because he sold one. So that's it. Let's see what it looks like once I've done it. We did cast the other sheaves, but I don't know where they are. There's one there. One sheave done. One out of, no, that'll be 3 out of 4. There should be another one. So there should be another one somewhere. It might be in the blaster. So let's have a look. Yeah, there she is, ready to be blasted. But obviously Steve is not going to blast that now. Well, he might blast it so it's done, but then it'd be straight onto these gates. So let's have a look and see how we blast one of these gates, and then see what the difference is once they're all blasted. Now we've took the pattern out of the mould, so let's have a look and see what the mould looks like. So that's the bottom. Obviously you can see we've got all the detail, we've got the bar, what the wood sits on. The little things there, they're core prints for the cores to sit in. Let's have a look at the top. And that is the top of the box as well. So it's Wednesday afternoon. Got a busy day just making bench ends. Which is alright. This is what the mould looking like. Just about to get this one out now. Stuck on the top there. Which is not too bad, it's alright. We've had the lads out as well to do our tyres on our forklift because the tyre come off. I've got no photos of it. Been riding around on the past couple of weeks with it bouncing up and down. It's like riding a broken Bronco. But it is what it is. We needed it. Closed them end caps, and with David coming in tomorrow, we hopefully can get an SG cast on. We've got more of the Manchester jobs that have come in for the Manchester project, which look unbelievable. But be busy, got a bit of shot blasting in, some girders off the lads' gates. We've also got back on with the wagon parts, which are, we've got these little ones. Don't know how many there is, but we're just going through, put them in stacks of 10 so at the end I can just count them all up. And I don't know, have a clue what they're for, but it is what it is. Also got some powder coated gates in for blasting. They look like jail cells. So once Steve blasted them, blasted these, you'd be getting back onto them. Why is it so dark? Well, yeah, but that's so far, that's what we've really been up to today. We had a delivery as well of, I needed some stuff off one of the supplies, some filters that we put on the jobs to keep the job clean, but also just the flow of the metal when you cast them. They're about 40p each as well, we have to pay. You put one on every box, that's why sometimes I say if you put 10 jobs in a box, it works out. Well, you know what I mean, it's obviously, as well as other things, it all works out different. But I ordered glue, and our glue we've been getting off with one supplier. I've got 2 suppliers. I'm getting like the 5 litre tubs. And they've only sent me in 1 litre tubs. Like, we put that in like an empty bleach bottle. And now it's in these little tiny things. And I've ordered 6. I wanted 6 of them. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do. got another cannon on, a nice little tiny one. There she is. Let's have a look what's on the other side. Oops. Also all the furnace stuff's come in as well, which we've got a pallet full just sitting in the middle of the floor. A couple of different things in there, that'll do 2 furnaces and a couple of ladles because I've got to knock a couple out. But that's mainly it on this farm Wednesday. Hopefully tomorrow, Thursday, we can get a cast on and cast some SG and clear the floor because I need the space. So, it's Friday and I wasn't in yesterday, but I know the lads had cast, so let's go and have a look and see what they cast. Oh, and obviously they didn't film it, but that's standard. So, we've got 2 of them types of bench ends in SG, as requested by the customer. One of the Manchester Town Hall jobs because they've come in. The 2 end caps, they were iron. And the 2 lava bear benches. We've got one there, SG, one there. We've got the other benches there, they've got to be in aluminium. So we're doing a fair bit. Alright with it. Did they tell you that we got all the stuff for the furnace? That's just sat in the middle of the floor there. The wagon parts have went out. They come yesterday and picked them up. So no, that's gone. We did get new wheels for our stacker. I don't know if I did mention it. But we've now got these big beasts. Now it drives too smooth. I'm not happy with it. It's too smooth. Apart from the yard's a bit messy, but like, it's not too bad. Yeah, so I wasn't in yesterday, I went home. I was in the morning, closed my jobs and then went home. Wasn't right, so I had to go home. We got these little tiny things in, right, in aluminium. These little tiny things. What are they? The Bristol? It's off a car. It's off a cleaning up. I personally don't think we'll get it. If you know what car it is, put it in the comments, because I personally don't have a clue. I do know it's off a car, but other than that, I don't have a clue what it'll be off. Our first jobs this morning are going to be knock the jobs out. Touch wood, these end caps are going to be alright. And then I'll see if I'll be able to take them up, because we've got their other jobs, haven't we? Just to show you the other jobs, let's go and have a look. Obviously we've done all the brackets as well. These are away at the moment, but they're all done. Look at them, working off the originals. Come out, as good as new. And then there was these little fellas. 68026. Come out sound then. But that's it so far, so we'll have a look, see what the jobs look like once we knock them out. And then we'll see what we go to do from there. I might take them up to Stoke, I don't know. Or they might come and collect them, so we'll see what happens. But let's see how we get on. So we knocked the jobs out that we had cast, and unfortunately, one of the jobs was no good. One of the end casings, the way we ran it mustn't have ran properly. So one of the fins across it were no good. So what we've done is we rammed another one up, and we even cast it. So we got them done. So hopefully Monday we'll find out and see if the other one is all right. We've ran it a different way and we've done it a different way. As well as casting them, we also cast the end cover, the manhole covers for the Manchester project. Giving it away now. But yeah, so we cast them Friday. We also cast the aluminium ends, the bench ends that we were making, the ones that are going to be a pattern. And we knocked them out, so let's show you they've got to be dressed yet, so they're not finished. So this is what they're looking like now in alley. Obviously needs a bit of fettling, making nice into a pattern. Obviously there's no holes. So our customer was rang us on the Friday and we were talking to him about it, and we said about the holes. And obviously he knows that we couldn't put the holes in, so he's been onto the pattern maker's been onto us, and he rang me saying, I've got to make you a pattern, and I've made a pattern. He says, no, I've priced them for a new pattern. I said, well, I don't want a new pattern, I've got made an aluminium pattern. I said, for all I knew is that you needed to put core prints on this pattern, because he wants holes in. Personally, I just drill them, but he wants core prints going in, and then cores for like an 8mm hole or 10mm hole. So it was like, it's one of them, it's up to him, and it'll be really thin, that little part, so it's up to him if he wants that. Personally, I'd just drill it. I think it's easier and makes more sense. But obviously you put core prints in, every hole's going to be perfect where it needs to be and lined in the right position. So Monday we've got to settle that and get it cleaned up. But Monday we've also got our customer to pick up the lava bear bench ends. I don't know if I've actually said this, but Steve's finished them, so they are looking sound. Obviously I made them, so they always do. He wants City Liverpool staying in along the bottom. It actually does say City Liverpool there. So just 2 bench ends. Just one of them, innit? But with them, I might even make another set next week, because I've got them on stock, because he's had to wait for them. And normally I have them on stock. I might make a set of the... 1 minute, let's get out of here. I might make a set of the... I say with the blue side and main side. We also had some ShotBlasting in that come in, which Steve has also started, which is them there. They're just plain black gates, railings. And he wants them for Monday, so we'll have to get them done and then obviously ring him up. So you'll have to stay tuned for next week's episode. I don't know what number we're on, and see how it is. See if we've got this other end cap, because we've told the customer Wednesday. The customer did ring up, and when he rang up, we'd just been honest with him, and he went, I appreciate that, I like the honesty. Unfortunately, in this game, yeah, things are hard. It's not as easy as just making sandcastles, but it is what it is. We get through it, and we'll always get it right. I can't give someone a wrong casting or something that's not right. It's not right. No, it's not what I'm about. Aim for perfection every time. So, thanks for watching. I don't know what episode we're on. Give us a like, a comment and a subscribe, it helps us out. Showing these old folks still. They still won't believe us. We're not very good yet, but we're getting there. I'm learning as we go. Especially with the editing side. We'll get better. Might even have music on this video. But that's it. So far, so good for this week. So stay tuned for Monday as we knock the other end cap out. Let's see if we get it. Bon appetit.